Okay everybody, it's Tom here from Serious Country Sports, and today we're going to go over the Yeti cooler. So this is the Tundra 45. Mentioned it in our live stream that if you're clubbing together for Father's Day, this would be an ideal gift for dads for Father's Day. I have one already. Now it's not the Tundra 45, it's one of the roadies, just personal size for what I need it for, but this one is a fantastic cooler. It's lightweight enough for carrying, say when it's empty. Really easy. You've got the grab handles on the side, but you also have the rubberized handles here when you load it up with ice and your drinks or whatever you're carrying, that you can get someone to give you a hand if needs be. But let's go over some of the features of the cooler. Now, from the outset, it is really tough, strong. Yeti classes this as bear proof. Not that we get many bears here in Northern Ireland, but I know a few. So the cooler is made of a rotomolded construction. Now what does that mean? Just means it's really tough. Okay, so very tough construction on them. For the insulation on this, which gives Yeti its cool factor, pun intended, on the sides, and so all around the cooler, you have up to 2 inches of insulation. And then inside the lid, you have up to 3 inches of insulation. So that really does help keep this cool and all your contents cool. So on the front, as you can see, we have these T-Rex handles, as they're called. They're strong rubberized handles. They do make it really easy to open and close the cooler. Even like if you're out and your hands are cold, if you're out in a boat or something and working and your hands are wet and cold, that way very easily to pop them up and easy to retain them again. And they stick in really well. So you don't have to worry about any plastic clips wearing wear and tear. Really good strong rubber on here. Also, if you need to, you can do this. They are say bear proof. You can lock these as well. So you could put a padlock through the 2 corners here at the front to keep your cooler secure. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, maybe you are leaving your cooler in the back of your truck. So if you've got a Jeep, stuff like that there, and you're leaving it in the back of that, you can have tie-down straps on here to secure it, but you can also lock it so nobody steals the contents of your cooler. And that could be anything. That could be, say, your lunch, drinks, stuff like that you're using, or it could be if you're collecting, say, venison from your local meat supplier. You can store it in that, and it just keeps it secure. You don't want people opening and closing the cooler, having a look inside, because that will ruin your ice retention, and that will basically not be good for your food and stuff. So the least time that you spend with the cooler open, the better. So you have your T-Rex handles on the side here. You have your lock points that you can lock this down. You have also your webbing straps, your attachments here, so you can literally just belt the cooler down, say onto the floor of a boat. If you're bringing this out on a boat, you can lock that down, or say in the back of a pickup, stuff like that there, you can do that too. Already been over the handles on the side. You have good strong rubberized handles, so it's not going to cut into your hands. Nice bit of rope on here. And also on the side of this, we'll just move this ice out of the way. At the side here, what we have is a drain plug, which is so handy. So you have a drain plug there. So if you're using this on a multi-day outing, you can just top this up with ice that you can buy from the supermarket. But there is, if you want to drain some of the water out of it, then you have that. And then, job done. Even for cleaning, it's really good. So you can wash it out, and you've got a drain hole as well, which is great. So you have that. Underneath these, they have what they call their barefoot grips on the bottom, so that hold really, really well when you're on a slippery surface. Things like that grips it really fantastically well. So I've got the Roadie, which is a smaller cooler, more of a personalized one. Now, I brought that out for a family trip, and with 3 kids and my wife and I, and the ice in it. We had our lunch and all for the day, which is perfectly fine. So as a solo gift, if you're just buying it for yourself, or maybe you don't do a big pile of outings, but your dad, say for Father's Day, does maybe a lot of clay shooting or out, fishing, stuff like that there, and there's a way of competitions, having a nice cooler for himself, doesn't take up a big pile of room, I would go down the Roadie route. But this one for family day out, or even for a couple of days camping, if you're going camping, caravanning, this is fantastic. It's a seat as well, so it's a good hard top on it, and it's a seat. Inside we have the gasket round here. It's basically the same as your freezer. So your freezer at home, you have this style of a gasket round it. That helps lock in and prevents the warm air coming in. Okay, so that's what you want to try and keep your ice retention. On the top here, on the 45 and the 65, you have the tray. So that's a dry goods tray if you don't want that to be in contact with your ice. Your dry goods tray there, which you can, if you don't need that, just take that out, store it somewhere else. And if you just want to load this up for a family barbecue, if you're the ones bringing the drinks, stuff like that there, then you can use the Yeti ice, pop that in, and then you can put some sacrificial ice as well from your local supermarket, and throw that in there too, and then build up your drinks around there. So there's loads of room inside that. The has a divider tray in the middle as well, so you can get that as an accessory if you want to divide out your goods. But that is really nicely done for the amount of space that you have inside that cooler. So I would be more than happy taking that away for a multi-day trip with that. Even the sound of that closing down just sounds like a freezer at home. So that is the Tundra 45. It's got some really fantastic features, so I would definitely highly recommend it. Supplied with Yeti's 5-year warranty as well. So there is a QR code underneath the cooler, which is a sticker. So when you purchase any Yeti product, so any of the drinksware have them as well, you can scan that and register your warranty with Yeti. So for UK and Ireland customers, just want to point out that we have a special offer for UK and Ireland customers on these coolers, on the Tundra 45, 65 and the Hall in the limited edition Harvest Red. So we have anybody who buys one, either in store or online, UK and Ireland, you will get a free £4 Yeti ice. And I would really recommend that any cooler you buy, you go ahead and get a Yeti ice. We have the £4 ones, we have the smaller ones as well, so you can buy a couple of them and build out your ice for your cooler. Now, I have a £4 one, which fits perfectly into the Roadie as well. And to get the most out of your cooler, just some tips for you is, anything you're putting into the cooler, have it pre-chilled. So if it is drinks, if you're buying them just when it's an off-the-cuff event that you're going to, try and get them that they're cold. So wherever you're buying your drinks, a lot of places have walk-in fridges where you can buy your drinks. And if they're pre-cooled, then the ice will last a lot better. Also, you can get a sacrificial bag of ice. So what we class that as is just to help cool the inside of your cooler down quicker, which means that your items inside stay cooler for longer. You will find that what I did with the Roadie is I had a 4 pound block of ice, and these freeze really quickly. I was very, very surprised how quickly they freeze. The freeze temperature in this is -2, but these freeze very, very quickly. I normally would have thought, maybe 12 hours to get one of these to completely freeze. I put one of these in the freezer, and I think it was in there for maybe 8 or 9 hours, and it was froze. It was perfect, absolutely perfect. So what I did then is I bought a bag of ice, put this in the bottom, and I just threw the bag of ice on the top. The bags of ice that you get. Threw that on top, and then started to build out the lunch and the drinks and stuff for our family day trip. The ice obviously started to melt very, very slowly. For the whole day, it was a scorching hot day, but I was able to put that ice back in the freezer and use it again on another trip. So there was very, very little waste, which you're getting more bang for your buck then. The previous coolers that I've had, personally, I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have put a bag of ice in that I got from, say, a supermarket and then bought another bag. I would have had to keep reusing that. I wouldn't have been able to put that bag back into the freezer. I would have had to buy another one. So what I found is at the bottom of my cooler was just a little puddle of water, and I was able just to clean that out with the roadie. Didn't have the drain plug, but on this one I could just unscrewed that, tipped out down in the water, dried it off with a kitchen towel, and that would have been perfect. So it is really beneficial to get yourself some Yeti ice as well. So we do have them, and there's the 4 pound one. We have the Yeti thin ice as well, the smaller ice, which you can get. These are classed as medium. So you can build out your cooler, and then we have more ice here too. Even smaller, this is the 1 pound ice. So you can build out your cooler to suit you with your ice. So you can sort of map out the bottom of your cooler, what will fit better, and you'll get better ice retention with that. So your tips would be pre-cool your food if possible and your drinks. So if you're planning an event away, I know I am this week. I'm planning on going fishing this week. So I will be planning out what drinks I'm bringing and what other items I'm bringing. So I'm going to have them in the fridge cooling down already. Use a sacrificial bag of ice to help get your cooler down. If this has been sitting in your garage, if you buy one, and it's warm during the summer, your cooler is going to be warm. So instead of wasting ice trying to get this cooled down with all your food inside it, bring it indoors, cool it down, say with a sacrificial bag of ice, and then you can build it out. And one other tip I will give you is when you've packed everything out, so you've put your Yeti ice in, you've put other bags of ice in if you want, and your drinks and all, any dead air space that is not getting filled up, put a couple of towels, that could be a couple of tea towels, just put a couple of tea towels on that, and that will again help retain your ice and retain the temperature inside your cooler. And that's just a wee tip for you. So that is the Yeti Tundra 45. Priced UK, say they are $2.99. Okay, so and say with the Tundra 45, the 65, and the Haul. The Haul one has wheels on it, and we'll maybe do a separate video on the Haul. But these ones, in the red, you will get a free block of 4 pound Yeti ice, UK and Ireland. So there you go, guys. The Yeti Tundra coolers, I love them. I am completely sold on them. It's I would love to maybe get a 65 or the Haul. I don't think I need it, but yeah, maybe I will get another one. So there you go. Thanks very much for joining me for this video, and we'll see you soon. Some bonus content for you. We have just had a resupply from Yeti, and these are the new Alpine yellow colors. and they are fantastic. They look absolutely fantastic, lovely and vibrant. On the live stream, we went over the Ramblers with the hot shot lids, and they just look beautiful. So the color looks amazing. So we have them. We also have, I have a smaller one. I have the 26 ounce, but here's the 46 ounce Rambler, which is 1.3 liters. Anybody doing gym work and stuff like that there, you can put some ice in here too, and you can put your drinks in, your protein shakes, all that stuff in there. These are fantastic. I absolutely love this one. So I have the 26 ounce, and that is, I use it every day, which is great. Also we have the 20 ounce Rambler with the handle, and this one I actually bought my dad for his birthday. This is when I got him. So you have, instead of the mag slide on the top, you have a push and slide option for to open it and close it. You can still pop that off for cleaning, but it has a push and press, so it locks in more on this one, on that Rambler. And then we have the other Rambler, which I've got today for my coffee, which is just a push up, close lid, and say with the magnetic lids on them. So there we go. That is a nice resupply that we have from Yeti. Gorgeous Yeti hats as well, the trucker style hats, and the Yeti Sidekick dries. These are very, very cool as attachments to put on to stuff that you've got. So you have the a Velcro top for your lid, and you also have a magnetic closure here. So this will keep your contents nice and dry. Magnetic closing here, and closed on the top. It stands out really, really nicely. If you're using something out there for fishing, you can put things in there that you don't want to get wet. So you can put your phone in there, you can put keys in there. You could also, if you really want to, put a mini first aid kit in there. Anything that you want. Maybe you've got some maybe maps of an area that you're fishing or place where you're going. And look, you actually, this is sealed so well that there's air trapped inside. So that shows you how good these are. If I just squeeze this to get all the air out, there you go. So these are like, they provide an airtight seal on that, which is really, really cool. So that is the Sidekick dry, waterproof container, and there's MOLLE attachments on the back. Okay, so 100% waterproof, 100% submersible as well. So if this does go overboard, if you are on a boat, then good, it'll float. But also, great color to have, so you can easily spot it. So there you go. That is Sidekick. That is our resupply. We have other smaller coolers. There's a lovely wee desk one there for the 10 ounce Rambler, perfect for a wee morning coffee. And then we have the 10 ounce low ball tumblers. This is the wine tumbler, the class it has. But again, you can have that there for your morning coffee, wine, drinks, whatever you've got. So that is the wine tumbler. And again, you have the same style of magnetic lid opener, which is all good. There you go. There's some bonus content for you. Thank you very much again, and we'll see you soon.